And here we go, back to another week of That's Beer Talk. I love the new intro. It's super simple, quick, and easy. I'm your host, Victor Santana. My co-host over there, Drew.
What it do, baby boo?
Oh, no, Beer Wrangler. I keep wanting to say Beer Guru lately.
I know nothing, Jon Snow.
I am nothing. Then you got the man, the myth, the legend, Ziggy. Beautiful man. And return guest, friend of the show, Courtney. What's going on?
Hello,
Yeah.
happy to be here. Thanks for having me again.
She brought us a lot of great presents. And then she saved me at a beer festival when I have my little panic attack. So
Pulled you out of the crowd.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, there was a Texas
Big
beer
Texas.
festival, Big Texas Beer Festival, which was a month ago now.
Yeah, March 30th and 31st this year.
So I went up there with a friend, well, a bunch of friends, meet up there, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe a few hundred people. It's gonna be nice, easy. No, jam packed.
No, thousands of
Jam-packed.
people.
And I kind of have a mini panic attack with crowds on an aspect of I don't like people touching me, and I don't like not knowing who's behind me. So I have to walk around this beer festival.
Same
And-
way.
And it just I don't like being around a bunch of people I don't know. People bumping, people are rude. Then people are drunk at this thing, and they keep jumping in. So it killed my buzz to drink, and I'm just like, I couldn't find my friends. So I'm walking around, and I'm also trying to do business, and I'm just like sweating, upset. And then my savior over here, she's like, come, relax.
Come hang out in this little safe space over here. Because I have the same thing, so I could relate. I could see the panic on your face, and I was just like, come hang out with us.
And it was
So,
really appreciated because that became my safe space after
like,
a few
this is
laps
home
around.
base. Yeah, just come back here, relax. We try and set up the booth so that there's tables to lean on, and yeah, we're there for you.
Is there awards for having the best booth? Because you guys definitely would have won it.
Oh, that's very nice. There's not, but
We got to make that
we
happen.
should. Yeah. In your heart.
No, so you're the only one I think put a lot of effort. I think Penny Cola's had a big booth.
They always do a great job. Tups had a pretty cool setup. They had like this really old truck that was there.
Yeah, they had cool setups, but
Yeah.
it was just that's it. Like I said, Penny Cola was nice. Twin Peaks had a nice little like bar sitting
they
booth.
did. I think they had like a TV. St. Arnold always has like a little arch and they marry people.
So that was cool. All of them had cool, nice looking things, but nothing that was fun to hang out at and be there. It was cool. Like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Get some beer and walk away.
Keep walking.
Yeah. But you had interactive games.
Yeah, we always do. We always have done cornhole and some things like that in the past, but those can be. They take up a lot of space, and people are drunk, and so they're like walking in between your throwing. So this year we did Papa Shot, like the little basketball game,
Yeah.
and then we did foosball. And so we also have tables where people can just come hang out, and it just kind of creates a nice, little spot to chill and
Gets the crowds coming in.
gets the crowds coming in. And like, once people are there, other people want to know what's going on, so they come there. So it really helps us expose people to the brand.
Is it just too big a liability to have darts? Is that?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And what is that game, ladder toss? We thought about that, and then we thought that could be really dangerous too. But
Horseshoes?
it took about an hour into the first session until the foosballs were completely gone. Like,
Just like they disappeared.
Yes, in someone's pocket. So the second day we came with like 12 foosballs.
Those bastards.
And I used to run a bar, so I should know, because cue balls and all that stuff would drunk people just like want them in their pockets for some reason. So
We can't explain it.
Yeah.
Just people think.
yeah.
You
But-
never leave a house party with a lighter you came with.
Exactly.
That's true. Yeah.
You always leave one
Guilty as
extra.
charged.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we should make a Dolls Beer Talk a little MVP award for the booth, and so we'll just go around and we'll scout
like
it
what
out
you did
with
there.
scorecards.
Yes.
Leave something there,
I like what he
table.
did there. Little MVP. Little
The
logo.
MVP of the oh, there you go, right? Yes, that's exactly what I meant. But yeah, that's cool. I'm glad it all went well. Do you guys have any cool specialty rare beers tapping out there? Anything
Yeah,
wild?
so we had 8 beers on tap, which was great, and for the festivals we do
had
some
8,
infusions. Yeah, We do infusions for festivals that are typically tap room only, and then the only way you can get them out of state is at these beer festivals.
Nice.
So, our most popular festival beer is called Spicy Hawaiian.
Spicy
And so it's our wheat beer, which we don't distribute in Texas, Elevator Wheat. So it's our wheat beer base, and then we infuse it with pineapple and habanero.
Wow.
Wow, that
And
sounds
people
delicious.
lose it for this beer. And I feel bad because I don't want to stop bringing it to the festival, but then they also can't get it anywhere else, and they
True.
want to go buy it, and they
Yeah.
can't.
That's
so,
when you go to Oklahoma.
yeah, they have to go to the tap room and get growlers of it. But the problem with the beer is with that pineapple juice in it, if it's gets warm at all, it'll start re-fermenting. So the cans, it's a disaster. Like even we've done a couple kegs of it, but if the bar doesn't put it directly in the cooler, it starts re-fermenting, and then when they go to pour it, it's just like all foam, and then the person's upset, and the bar's upset, and I'm upset. So we just kind of keep it to where we can control it. But
True.
that's always our number one festival beer, and then we do our blonde with blood oranges.
Oh, nice. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
so those are our two, and then we did have a couple, the rye wine and some barrel aged stuff too, but those can get a little. They tend to be higher ABVs, so you have to be careful.
People are already like sampling like from all over the place.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fun place to expose people to the core brands and also just do kind of something different and fun.
So, somebody came up to your booth. Which one of the beers would you recommend to them, straight up?
If they don't know, a really quick way to narrow it down is just be like, what other beers do you like, or do you want? I kind of try to narrow it down color, light, amber, dark. A lot of people have very strong feelings about hops, and so that usually cuts out about half the playing field. But
Yeah.
I worked at a bar in Oklahoma City for about 7 years that had 106 taps.
Oh, so you had to learn
Yes,
how to,
yeah.
to
So
get
it's
to
like
the point.
I
where
love
it's-
it. Like
yeah.
That's
I'm
ridiculous.
going to find you something you like, and I figured out in that because that was a pretty high volume place, so you had to figure out what that person wanted pretty quick. So I have like a series of questions, and in this scenario, it's like it's a no risk game.
You can't go wrong with
Yeah,
any of them. Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
oh, you didn't like it, like here's a different sample.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know how it is in Oklahoma, but like in Texas, there's a lot of new craft beer. People that are coming into the scene and want to learn about it, and so you're kind of like guiding them a little bit. Is it the same in Oklahoma? Because how many breweries are in Oklahoma?
There are 30-ish.
Really?
Yeah. So
Way more than I thought. I was gonna say 10.
yeah, so we opened in 2009. We just celebrated our 9th anniversary, and we were the third.
Congrats.
Thank you.
It's a long time.
For a craft brewery, it is. We were the third brewery in Oklahoma in 2009 when we opened,
Wow.
which is crazy.
That's more than a lot of ones here in Texas, for sure.
Yeah. So there's only 30, but obviously the population in Oklahoma is much smaller. Places like, honestly, Prairie Artisan Ales did kind of put Oklahoma, there's a lot of craft knowledge there. They helped really educate the consumer along with Marshall, who's a Tulsa brewery, and I think we did, some of that too. So there's yeah, I mean, per capita, I think it's, quite a few less than here, but it's not crazy. And we had really restrictive laws that made the barrier to entry for breweries pretty high. And those are all changing. So
Hey, at
I
least they're
think,
choosing.
yeah, October 1st, if everyone knows about the 3-2 Oklahoma law, we can't sell our strong beer in gas stations or grocery stores. So that's anything above 3-2 by weight, which is 4% by volume. Starting
Crazy.
October 1st, yeah, we'll be able to sell in gas stations and grocery stores.
Oh,
which is,
that law's getting eliminated?
yes. Yeah.
Hey,
no
Marshall's
more.
stepping
Yeah,
up.
we're modernizing. Yeah.
Very
no more
nice.
3-2. Right now, there's no refrigeration in liquor stores or for anything strong.
Because it's all like spirits and stuff.
Well, you can't buy cold wine. You can't buy cold beer. I mean, I don't know why.
That's an interesting
It's
rule.
like a holdover from Prohibition.
Yeah, it's one of their weird blue laws that they have.
Exactly. I don't know if they think if it's cold, you're just gonna get in the car and drink it. I think if you really want it that bad, you're
I mean,
gonna
if,
drink it warm.
it's that bad, you're gonna drink it warm or
exactly.
cold.
But so that's like all the stores are getting refrigeration in there, so it's a big deal, and it's exciting for us. Not being able to be in Tom Thumb or Walmart, or like Oklahoma's a Walmart state, but that's gonna be a big deal for us. And
Excuse me. The last time you were on, you brought us the much coveted cherry DNR that you guys had.
I might have brought one today.
Really?
What?
So that was, we talk about that. We've talked about it on multiple episodes
Really?
after.
Yeah.
We really, really liked that one
Okay.
a lot.
Awesome.
But yeah, so what was the? It was pretty high, right? The DNR that you.
Oh gosh, I should
I
know off
think
the
it
top
was
of my
like 10 or
head.
11
Yeah,
like that.
so
I
I,
feel
want
like-
to say 11 or 13.
Yeah.
And I can grab that bottle.
I was gonna say I feel like that one would be missing out if people don't get to try some of.
And they won't. Yeah, that's still going to be liquor store only. At the same time,
You can still at least get it still at the liquor store.
you can get it at the liquor store, and you know,
Also, the gas stations 9% is the cap.
and grocery stores as well.
Grocery stores. So why 9%? Why is that the cap?
We don't know. I mean, I obviously am not there anymore, and it's all a little bit above my pay grade. But I think that was one of the concessions where we're just like, we have to compromise on some stuff, and like that's fine.
That's decently high.
I mean,
though.
compromise
9%
is
still
fine.
decently high.
Yeah, that's 9% is good. But 9% is good beer. Like beer is good regardless,
Yeah.
right?
So DNR is 10%. That won't be, that's one of our flagships that won't be in there. And then a lot of the barrel aged stuff. At the same time, now these liquor stores that have been supporting us for years are going to have a lot of competition in grocery stores. So it's nice that there's still going to be a little bit
That's selective stuff.
we can have, liquor stores can have a niche market and sort of fulfill that with having all those higher ABV craft beers.
Well, with that, guys, it sounds like it's time for a segue.
Hey, look at that beautiful man.
Let's try some beer.
Yeah, so
Woo!
what beers did you bring for us today?
Okay, so I brought a variety. We don't have to drink them all, although I think we
Why not?
might.
I still to this day, the Siren is still my favorite.
Really?
Well, because this is why a part of it. I was trying to see why, like how you get with people. Because for me, when I go to a bar or buy new beer, I look at the logo.
Okay.
And I like
It's a big part of it, yeah.
part of it. I like simple logo, like the Siren. If you can pull it up, Ziggy, it's the Tornado Alley that sticks to my mind, and it's like, okay, it's a Siren. I know association with Oklahoma sirens.
very-
I'm like, okay, I get it. I like it a lot. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Very Oklahoma thing, yeah.
So basically, we test the tornado sirens in Oklahoma City every Saturday at noon. So it's kind of like when you hear those, it's like the
It's 12
unofficial, the unofficial sign that you can start drinking and not feel too bad about it.
Definitely a good way of putting
So
it.
yeah,
Unless
so
the OU game starts at 11.
exactly,
earlier,
yeah. I don't
yes.
know if anyone feels bad about it anyway, but that's
No.
it's kind of a Saturday at noon. Everyone hears it, and our IPA is the Tornado F5 designation. So
The Tornado one is, I like the F5, I like it, but the Siren resonates to me a lot.
that's awesome.
And it just, I think the image of it.
Start with that.
We can start with that.
I'm just looking at. I remember the bottoms of the cans from last time.
Yeah, we
Oh,
always.
the little sayings?
Sorry to cut you off. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so you can't have a lot going on with it, which we like it a lot. But just like the simple, simplistic stuff with the region. Three Nations came on a few weeks ago, and they had I forgot the name of the beer. But I will never forget the image. They had...
Oh, you're talking about the. I'm sorry. The. Is it American Gold? Or
No.
Texas
The
Gold?
Tejano-
Texas Gold.
Texas
Tucano?
Gold.
It was the one
Texas
with.
Gold is Big Ben.
Is it Big Ben?
It's the one with
Three
the
Nations says GPA Mango Smash. They have a new
With-
Haze Wizard, I think.
with the little oil rig that's got. It's like one of their core beers. But he was
Anyway, I really like...
Picturing it.
I just like the... So, perfect. Next time you go hang out with Gavin from Three Nations, you can ask him about it. It's just that I like the images with region that Texas had the Black Gold Rush many years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just it just associates with Texas, and it just hits me where I'm like, I fell in love with that image. It's not a very complicated image, very simple.
pretty straightforward, but
Yeah.
But I'm like, I see it. I'm like, I get what you're going there, and I will buy it. And same thing with yours with the Sirens with Oklahoma. I'm like, oh, that's an Oklahoma brewery. I get it. I want it.
Yeah.
I want to try it.
I want it.
Just
And that's what we're 6 states now, we're regional, but we're from Oklahoma. That's what that's home. That's what we're always going to go back to.
yeah.
This beer is last year we brewed it as our first summer seasonal. It's a dry hopped pills, and it took off. It went crazy in Oklahoma. We kind of brewed it. It's our head brewer what he wanted to drink, and it obviously resonated, which is awesome. So now this is year round, which allowed us to brew our new summer seasonal, which I'm excited that I have today.
See, I think this is and we may have said this
Look at
last
that
time.
fancy glass you guys there.
Oh, this whole thing. This came out of the personal stash of me. So, but yeah, like this would be a good beer to definitely get somebody to kind of break them into the craft beer scene, because you think about
Yeah.
it, coming in
that's
drinking
delicious.
just drinking like light lagers or something, just something typical that somebody who hasn't tried craft beer would be drinking. Something
Yeah.
kind of light and kind of crisp.
It's a pilsner, so it's super approachable, but it's dry hopped, so you do
delicious.
get a little bit of character, and it's so interesting. I love doing demos and tasting with people, because some people think this beer is incredibly hoppy, and other people don't. It just depends on what you usually drink. It's dry hopped, but to me the hops are pretty mild. It's like almost like a lemon rind kind of quality.
Yeah.
It's like a little like crisp, but you get it more when you smell it. I think that's kind of just from the dry hopping, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's more aroma than actual bitterness.
I call myself trying to be a little beer snob. I was like, Hoppy. There's only 47 IBUs. Get out of here.
Look at this guy. Oh man,
Yeah,
I'm so
just-
proud of you, Victor.
Shortly a year ago, I didn't know what IBUs meant.
That's awesome.
But I was
So proud of you right now.
He's evolving.
it happens. No, I wouldn't say hoppy, but it's the dry part. I've learned through the journey with Drew. Thanks for being patient with me, sir.
Oh, man. If I get to drink more beer, it's all good.
I learned I like sweet or dry or combination of the two.
Yeah.
I don't like sour or bitter
Okay.
kind of styles. So
Yeah.
this is very dry, but it has a nice little sweet finish to it.
Yeah.
And it's everything I enjoy with a beer, so I like it a lot. I don't mind the smell. It smells hoppy.
Yeah, I think you don't like the bitterness of the hops that you get some of the IPAs. That's why he was originally kind of against IPAs in a general sense. But I think with this, you get the aroma of the hops,
Aroma,
but not
which I'm not a big fan
the
of.
bitter
That's
bite.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's finished sweet. That's why you get the dryness in the beginning. For me, I get like real dry taste in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's part of maybe part of the dry hopping. I don't know. But it finishes off really sweet, so the combination of the two works really
Works
well.
for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, I think sometimes people will automatically dismiss a beer based on smell or color. And obviously smell is part of the experience, as is color. But
Yeah, for sure.
there's a lot going on in almost every craft beer, so it's nice that you can
I like the color of it.
yeah, it's really nice, light. I don't know. I just think this is a great
It's
like
got a little haze to it.
Not like I was gonna say like
For all those haze hunters out there.
yeah, that's a
You know, but then you get a lot of people like talking down about like the Texas beer brewers and how we don't have this, and you know it's still growing. So
yeah, it's just a topic that seems to breed a lot of negativity. I understand people want the style, but I think there's a lot more that goes into decisions we make as breweries, whether that be like hop contracts, whether we have the ability to brew those beers, whether we have it on our production schedule, whether we have the people. You know, it's not like someone can say they want a beer and we just like
Make
mix
it
it
out of
together in the
gas,
corner. And yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah.
regulatory to get the TTB approval for the labels and then the TABC approval for the labels, and you have to do that with every state you distribute in. So I think the expectation that people are going to say on Facebook, I want this beer, and then a brewery is going to be like, here you go. Like, it's just not that easy.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
obviously I get defensive, and it's not even there. It's Texas breweries that they're sort of, you know, getting onto, but
Yeah.
it's a little, you know, it can be a little frustrating. It's like, we're just doing the best we can. Like,
Any
we're all
brewery-
we're all in this together. Like, so I
Exactly.
hate when there's like
Experience,
some
yeah.
attacking. Yeah.
I mean, people online. First of all, people online are assholes. Regardless, I should know because I am one of those people.
Are you? Do you have like
I-
a fake profile?
No, I don't do. I don't. So my thing is, I refuse.
I've never thought about doing that.
No. Yeah, neither have I. I don't have a fake profile. What things I do is that I initially hate a lot of things online, but I refuse to comment about it. I
Okay.
refuse to belittle the person doing it. I may not like it,
Yeah.
but I don't knock the effort. Or
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, you know, we want feedback. That's super important. We need to know what people think.
you want crucial feedback. You don't want
Constructive.
there it is. I say crucial, constructive
Yeah,
feedback.
and I think that there's sort of this thing where people think that if they have a negative opinion about something, it validates them somehow. Like, if you don't like something popular, then it makes you, you know what I mean?
Cool.
Like, yeah, if you can find something negative about something that everyone else likes, then you kind of seem like you know more about
It's
everything.
too mainstream.
Yeah,
It sounds like
it's
you-
like the
you-
punk rock thing, like way back.
Are
Like,
you describing me right now?
I was gonna say it's Victor.
yeah,
Wait, I'm gonna
it's
take
just,
these headphones off the table.
There's a certain.
sure.
I think there's kind of like a certain aspect of like kind of snobbery. I think that kind of comes along with it, where you know.
and that's, you know, it's amazing to see people get so passionate about it.
Yeah.
But it does tend to get negative from time to time.
Yeah.
How do you feel
Majority
about
of
that?
the
Because passion is one thing. I hate harping on other breweries while you're here, but
Yeah, no.
Pentecost was here. I tell the story several times now the last few weeks. Pentecost was releasing a beer one day, a brand new beer called Crush It. And I didn't like it. I just told him I didn't like it. But it's not like I hate this beer. It's the worst beer I ever tasted. It was not by any means anything like that. But it was just like, oh, this type of beer is IPA.
Not for you.
Don't like it. But a few beers later, it was another IPA. I was like, oh, this IPA I like a lot.
Yeah.
It was just nothing like that. So how do you feel with feedback with people just super negative about things? Especially, like, say, I don't know if you control the Facebook or you're involved in it.
No, thank goodness. I don't think that I would ever. I mean, that's a big job, you know.
Oh yeah.
That's social media network. Yeah, it's
You
tough.
have to take it all with a grain of salt and get a little bit of thick skin. You know what I mean? And there's
Okay.
there's a healthy balance, which I don't think we probably always strike, but you want to listen to what people say without really taking it to heart. You know what I mean? Like, you need to hear it without internalizing it. So I think you just kind of have to like believe in yourself and what you're doing and try your best. And turn the volume down on some of that negativity sometimes. You can't, and for us, I think that there's people within our brewery who it bothers and people within our brewery who are able to kind of hear it and filter through, But when I worked at the bar I worked at in Oklahoma City, people would get upset about the bar and say stuff, and I would get super defensive. And I sort of have
Learn to let it
come
kind of go.
come through. Yeah, I'm one of the
Yeah.
admins of the Oklahoma Facebook group, so I can't leave it. I have to be there. I have to listen to it. And you just remember that it's because people care, and also that like the beer. There's a lot of people out there, and a lot of people that aren't in the beer groups.
Yeah.
We have an ever expanding audience, and so you really want to listen to people that care and that have a lot of knowledge about the subject, but also realize that they're not the only ones buying your beer.
True.
But
I think that's kind of cool because your job essentially is to, you let them try a beer, and if they have a harsh reaction to it, and you say, okay, cool, but luckily you have other options.
Right.
And you say, well, okay, you don't like this one, but that's kind of a fun part of it too.
Yes, and that's why we brew so many different beers. I
Yeah.
mean, we have a wide spectrum because, I always laugh because people say things that sometimes you're just like, ouch, they're like, this is the worst beer I've ever had. But then you kind of talk to them, they're like, oh, they don't like IPAs. Like, well,
Yeah.
yes, this is a very, very
Yeah.
typical, intense IPA. Like, it's true to style. Of course you don't like it.
Yeah,
so
it's not your thing. On
at the
that
fir-
note-
they say something off the bat that you're just kind of like, ouch. But once you kind of talk
Understand
to them,
them.
yeah, exactly.
On that note, we
So-
have another beer we want to try.
we do. So this one I'm super excited about. I don't know.
Oh,
if
what is
you'll-
this one?
I don't know if you'll be able to find this on online yet. It's called Fly Me Away IPA. So this
Hey.
is our brand new summer seasonal. It hasn't released yet. It releases on May 7th.
So you cut to me. Let's see if we can get a little closer up. Or
Yeah. So Braniff Airlines started in Oklahoma City. There we go. So we kind of
So they have a logo of a bunch of planes flying out. The old school. I don't know if you remember seeing the old school logo, like the 70s logo of planes flying.
That's what we're sort of. So it's a tropical IPA. So the colors worked, and it's sort of the color, the pink, orange, yellow, the color scheme of those 70s. When they had real cute flight attendants, and you could smoke on planes, and this is that sort of era. So
is that Mad Men era?
yes,
No,
yeah.
that's the 50s, sir. 50s
Okay,
and 40s.
well, yeah.
Is it? I'm just.
Oh, I poured maybe in the wrong glass. Sorry.
That's
Hey,
fine.
no worries.
He is
Well,
a
we have a
baby.
little bit more.
No worries.
So this is called Fly Me Away. It's our new summer seasonal. It replaced the Saturday Siren. Releases May 7th, 7.6%.
That's a good percent right there. Solid.
It is in that same ballpark as the hazy tropical. That's where we went with that. So, and that style, it's an IPA, but it's more juicy and fruity than it is.
Oh, wow.
I
bitter.
was gonna say like
So
it
it's
smells
the
sweet.
same hops as we use in Saturday Siren, but the science of all of it's above me. But there's a lot. You get
Science is above me too. Don't worry about it.
So if I could say something real quick, if I'm when I go and smell it, you know what it reminds me of? Just me going for a smell, Fruity Pebbles.
really
Yes.
okay.
This might.
Did you guys ever have Leinenkugel Sunset Wheat? That's what people always said it smelled like.
Oh yeah, I can see that too.
What
I
is
can see
that? Wait,
too.
what is
it's
that?
A,
Leinenkugel, it's out of Wisconsin.
it's another brewery.
It's like old school.
yeah,
Yeah.
they've got some wheat beers. Yeah, that's what it.
Let's try it. Let's go for a taste.
This was brewed and canned last Friday, so pretty fresh. Doesn't
Nice.
taste like 7.6%.
Not at all.
It doesn't taste
Yeah.
like, but it doesn't taste like 7%. But it also doesn't taste like IPA. Like it tastes like that New England juiciness.
Okay,
It's
I
not
think-
doesn't have the haze, but it has that juice.
that's what we're going
flavor.
for.
I
Yeah.
think it smells like it's gonna be sweeter than it is, and I'm not as big on the sweeter beers, so I think this kind of
I'm a
resonates
little
with
stopped
me.
up, but yeah.
Yeah, and so it's kind of all that Texas allergy is getting to you. I
know, it's been
saw
so
stuff
bad.
flying around like crazy outside. But anyways, this one's I think it's kind of a little bit drier, which I appreciate a lot. And so this for me would be a really good like cookout summer beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to
Ooh.
see how it's received.
We have
Our
a-
flagship is the West Coast, and this is the East Coast, so it's like we kind of have that battle.
You
going
haven't
on.
been here for almost a year now. We have a rating system that I still haven't give Ziggy the templates for, but sorry Ziggy. But we have a thing. We have several different ones. We have a Crush It that I think I was gonna say Crush It
Crushable.
first. Crushable, sorry. Beer because it's a good crushable beer. But then we have another one saying like barbecue pool beer.
Okay.
And this is a perfect summertime barbecue pool beer that you come around, get a 12 pack with, and
Yeah.
everybody sit there and drink, and it's delicious. And it's 7%. You're going to feel
I was gonna
nice.
say, yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
get the job done too.
It's kind of
Like that.
refreshing. Like you know, it's like one that kind of, you know, it's not something heavy like a stout or something that would really like
Whoa.
kind of wear you down a little bit. Nothing wrong with stouts. We love stouts, but I'm saying this would be a good one to have at the party.
Yeah.
Everyone come grab one. It
I'm
smells
excited
great.
about it. I think
No.
the can is.
The pictures is wonderful, so it
Yeah.
gravitates to what the area you're picking for, and the picture just seems wonderful. And then the beer itself, I'm not a big fan of IPAs. I figure, like, as far as hops itself, you don't really smell it, don't really taste it, but it's sweet. It finishes great.
I'm excited about it.
And
We're releasing
you
it
wanna drink
actually.
more.
Yeah, that's always. Yeah. It's a good thing for us. We're releasing it in Texas at both Taps and Caps locations. We have a pretty cool event going on, and it's actually May 4th, so it's a little bit of an early release.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Yes, there it is right there. So they're big Star Wars fans over there. We got some cool art done. It'll be on the glassware. So the Taps and Caps Fort Worth and Taps and Caps Louisville.
I will be at the Louisville location hanging out with you
As
guys.
will I. My birthday's the 8th, so this is going to be like
party?
my... Yes, yeah.
What's
so,
your favorite, do you drink liquor?
yes.
What are your favorite style of liquor? Like vodka, whiskey, rum?
Gosh, this is going to make me sound really bad.
All of it. Good. Everything.
I haven't gotten into the whiskey thing, although I don't dislike whiskey. There's a lot of information out there about whiskey, and there's a lot of overlap between whiskey and beer drinkers, and I just don't have the space in my brain for all that.
I got you a birthday present whiskey bottle that I have.
Okay, I like tequila, but I probably drink vodka the most often.
I also got you on vodka.
Okay.
We had a beer we had on previously. It was I think one of the Martin House ones, and I forget if it was I think it was like the Acheron or something like that.
Yes.
And
Montez
yeah, and it kind of reminded us a little bit of the cherry DNR.
Okay.
Like chocolate
That's
covered
a
cherries or something like
huge
that.
compliment to us, so I'll take
Yeah,
it.
it was great. So we use that as a good baseline for.
I can grab that bottle.
Back to Coop and a great
Sorry for
beer.
that detour, yeah.
Yeah.
DNR. Oh my God.
So DNR is one of our core beers. We make it year round. It was one of the
Okay.
first beers we brewed.
Is that a
It's
wine?
a cork, and usually there's like a cage over it, but
You know, because
not
we're
for the
fans, we don't need to be
employee
safe.
so that base beer is DNR. About 2 years ago, we decided to start barrel aging it. So we have quarterly releases. We call it the casket, like a beer cask, and casket is kind of funny.
I don't know if you remember that episode. I was like, DNR, what does that stand for?
So you have
I
people
will
not
post that with
resuscitate.
this clip so people who see that on Instagram will see that. Yeah.
So we do 4 different beers. It's all DNR, not 4 different beers. DNR aged in 4 different barrels. So this is the first one released. It's in brandy barrels, aged on or re-fermented on tart cherries. We do a version in a rye whiskey barrel. We do a tequila barrel. Yeah.
Oh,
And then-
baby.
Yeah. Then we do the last one that we just released is a bourbon barrel DNR with chocolate.
Wow, that sounds
Did we-
Yes.
tasty.
Did we have a bourbon one or was it?
I think we might have done the rye whiskey and this one last time.
You are. It was the rye whiskey.
But this is the most well received. The rye whiskey is my personal favorite, but this one is the most popular.
You sure have the tequila one though?
The tequila, I like tequila, but it picks up a lot of the barrel character. So, but yeah, this has done great. And actually, this is a 375 milliliter bottle, which interestingly is like a huge new format and is really popular.
Wait, what's popular
So
about it? The
a
375?
lot of times the bigger bottle, like it used to be bombers, like this size.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of see, and
Wait, hold that so we can put a close up to you.
yeah. So they're really big. You know, typically you would probably want someone to share them with. They still do well, but this new smaller size is about half as big, and
You're personable. You can drink it to yourself.
yeah. And so they sell really well. It's a little bit less of a financial investment. You know, there's a lot of good things about this size.
We were talking about that.
I feel like the price, when you buy it at the store would be way better too, because some of these big bombers like this get pricey.
Yeah. We try and keep ours, you know, pretty reasonable, $13.99. You know, it's not up to us what the store sells them at, but these DNRs end up usually around $9.
Well, here's the thing. I understand trying to be reasonable with your prices, but if it costs you to make
Yeah.
a beer, pay a little more.
Right.
Why I am supportive of that is because you may not get everybody. Because I've talked this to every brewery. You may not get everybody paying $12 beer, but if you like that beer or you like that brewery,
You're going to pay it.
you're gonna pay it.
Yeah.
There's people like, so I'll pay it. I buy beers and I buy things for two reasons. I buy things because I want to try it, or I want to support my friends.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, that costs $40. I don't care what the cost.
And it's interesting to me because people will be like, oh, that's $9. I'm like, well, it's almost 2 beers of a really, because you would put this in a smaller glass, So much, like, you'll spend that at a bar in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, yeah. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
That's
It's like, just, yeah.
Oh,
this
$8
actually
Miller
makes a lot
Lite.
of sense. Like, you can get a 6-pack of F5 for $10, and then you could get, like, an F5 or some other IPA with a tip for a little less than that
Exactly,
So
yeah.
it's like, but I do the same thing,
It's true.
I'll spend $12 on a beer at a bar and then I'm like, God, laundry detergent. What?
See, I need to be more like you guys. Drew knows this personally. I am financially irresponsible.
To a certain extent, he is financially responsible, but he has no problem spending. He's like, yo, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. I'm gonna spend it. We're gonna buy it. No worries, So he's not hesitant to pop
But
off.
I think, like, I'm saying, like, I'm, like, yeah, like, I'm totally going to act like a millionaire when I go to the bar, or, like, I want to try this beer. I told my mom that my limit for a beer that I would spend is $1 an ounce, which I've broken many a time. But she's like, are you kidding me? $1 an ounce for beer? And, like, she thinks that's crazy. But then I go, like, I shop at Aldi. You know what I mean? Like,
See, it's all about balance. It's all about
No.
balance.
yeah, I drink Diet Coke so that I can eat whatever,
See,
it's
I'm like
like,
the
it doesn't
opposite.
make any sense.
It's the opposite of you because at a bar, I'm the one. I'm like, wait, let me look at my tab. Is that really $8? Are you sure that's $8? Because I was here for a happy hour and it should be $6. Like
How often does that work out for you?
a lot.
Does it?
Listen, when you complain at a restaurant and you're loud enough,
I used to manage a restaurant, so
She's seen your type before.
I know you.
How you're saying, like, buying at a bar versus buying it like at the store.
Yeah, and
It's like-
obviously you're paying at the bar for
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah. You
pay a little
atmosphere and
more,
the-
yeah.
And
yes,
it's to be
I'm not-
expected. I kind of relate it to like online shopping. You're gonna buy something for like $80-something, but you're like $7 for shipping? Are you kidding me? No. Same thing.
let's try this
same
DNR
thing.
first because I have a comment about that real quick. We're good. Right back to the subject.
I haven't tried this year's yet, so I'm excited to try.
Salud.
It. Yeah, salud. Thank you.
Thank
for
you
having me
for
on
this
again.
deliciousness.
Yes.
You're a friend of the show. You're always welcome, and thanks for saving my life. Salud, Zig.
Okay.
Even better.
I was gonna
Even
say
better
it's
this
been
time
a
around.
while since you guys have had it. Your palates are different. The beer maybe is a little different. Hopefully not. And
No, it's
it tastes less like I remember last year tasting really strong. Like I could taste the alcohol, which I don't feel like I can this year, which is kind of good.
I was gonna lean on Drew on this because I was gonna say the same thing. I don't taste the alcohol in this. I don't know.
12.8. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Does
So
not-
we all were right. We all said it was 10 or 13%. So 12.8, 11.8, it's the same thing. We're good.
if you average it out. I think this, from what I remember it tasting maybe slightly more like last year, like more cherry.
Okay.
A little bit.
I get more sweet cherry finish, but less tartness than I did last year.
And this
but
one-
I think
I
I'm
like
also
this one
getting
more.
more used to the sour beers because I'm also not a sour person.
No.
True.
You're right though because I liked the DNR last year and I enjoyed it a lot. And we, like I said, we talked about this constantly. And we have this like as our benchmark of cherry beers or barrel. God damn it, English. Barreled aged beer. We have some part of our benchmark on it, and two things on it. It doesn't taste as alcoholic as last time,
Yeah.
and I don't enjoy tartness. Even though I enjoyed it last time, it was a bit tart.
Okay.
But despite that, I still enjoyed it. This is super sweet at the end of it compared to last year's.
It's a lot sweeter. I get a lot of the barrel character too, but
Yeah,
like without
I
the
do, yeah.
heat of the alcohol.
Okay, that's a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
I
You know how when you taste something that's like really strong and it's like literally
burns
feels
them.
hot. Yeah, then that's the kind of the term people use in the industry, like not in a good way necessarily. Like you don't want your beer to be hot.
No,
Not temperature wise, but yeah.
No, but I get what you're saying. Like
Boozy.
the feel, the
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
alcohol booziness. That's a better way of saying it. It's less of that. You don't feel the heat, but you get the flavor. But it's sweet. It has a really sweet finish
Yeah.
versus a sweet tart finish.
It feels well balanced between like the barrel character, the cherry, the strength, the
All of it works together. And shout out to the brewmaster or whoever brewed this or worked on it. Everybody who worked on it. This year is delicious. Like both years are really good. Any year you get DNR,
I
it's
will
gonna be
pass
good.
that along. They deserve a lot of praise and they make my job very easy. So
No,
Work
this is-
hard, brew it well, and then I'll go sell it for you
yes,
guys.
yeah, they make
Yeah.
it easy for me to sell though. That's
Brew hard, play hard.
There you go.
That was delicious.
Yeah,
This is
very
absolutely
good.
good. I'm gonna steal the rest of
finish
this.
it. It's all yours.
Yeah, it's real good. What's your favorite beer from Coop?
Man,
No, what's your favorite beer? You say Coop, but I don't want to limit it to you Coop. You can say both. Your favorite beer, period, or what you're interested in, or Coop.
it's so hard. It changes. I mean, it changes. Like Saturday Siren is probably what I drink the most of from Coop.
Solid. Solid.
I was F5 for years and years and years, but it's a little softer as, you know,
Really?
coming
Are
out
you
of my F5. I'm coming out of my IPA phase a little bit, if it was a phase. But I like the Fly Me Away a lot too. Favorite beer ever? That's so hard.
There's so many good ones you try.
Yeah, like for a long time, I tried this beer called Abraxas from Perennial, and it's like a Mexican chocolate stout. And the first time I had it, I was just like, it was one of those like,
If you got
It-
floored, kind of just
yeah, just like my eyes flew open, like what is
heaven
this? And so
opened-
then I
heavens
like
opened up.
chased it forever, and it's really hard to get. And so now there's a barrel aged version out there that's like selling on the secondary for like $200, I think, which is like
jeez.
crazy. I would never way exceeds my $1.
She's got 3
limit.
bottles at the house, guys.
So yeah,
I'm glad you told me that because I was about to say I could look it up for her
I've
birthday
since
coming
had
up.
that. No, I've since had that same beer, not the barrel aged, but the Abraxas, and to me, and now it's tasting a little sweet. So I just think our palates change so much over time. I mean, and
And each
also
brew
it's
could
like
be different too.
where are
know?
you drinking it and who are you drinking it with, and that to me is way more like if you're focusing on what you're drinking more than who you're drinking it with, like that's an issue.
True,
you know.
very true.
So I think it's just really fun to get people together and do this. I mean, you know what I mean? Like have conversation. And I think if
what
you
the show's
take
all
out
about.
the relationship aspect of it, that's what we're all
90%
in it
of
for.
why you enjoy certain things. It's the relationship with people you associate with. Like
Yeah.
drinking beer is an associative thing with. Oh, I'm gonna drink beer with my friend tonight, regardless of what we drink. It would be
Exactly.
shitty beer to the greatest beer in the world. It doesn't matter. I'm drinking it with my friends.
Yeah.
It's that much more enjoyable.
Yes.
Exactly.
Versus you can have like the greatest beer and like, you know, oh, I've been sitting on this bottle for so long and I want to drink it by myself over here. Versus you crack it open with some friends, it's way different.
It's
so
way
that's
different,
a very overlooked thing, and I think that's a very good point. Same.
And that makes me feel like, I don't know if you realize you gave me a compliment, but it was like the best compliment. Like, hopefully the way I do the booths at Big Texas and those kind of things, like speaks to how I feel about beer and the community and why I do what I do. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Speaks
it's-
volumes.
Yeah, it's just because that's the most important part of it to me.
Yeah.
Sadly enough, we're getting really close to the top of the hour.
Okay.
So I want to wrap this up on talking about you and how great you are. And how great Coop Secondary, you personally.
Supply you guys with beers, and this is what happens. I love
Right.
it.
No,
He's
no,
a
no.
lush. He's easy sell.
I'm a cheap date. I am a very cheap date. No. You're when I imagine saying like friendly, open, communicative part of this beer community, and I hate myself for saying this all the time, like beer community or beer family kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is that between
is.
brewers and consumers and between other brewers. It's a niche community that is forever expanding and it's gonna get bigger and bigger. It's obviously by the numbers, but you're one of the people when I talk about making people feel welcome, talking to people. You're a person I imagine, and you've been that throughout.
Thank you.
In every setting
he
we've
just
met.
upset you, and now I have the nicest compliment, and you're now.
I was gonna
second nicest
say
compliment.
she's been A1 day one. That's my. I
For
summed
life.
it up right there, real quick.
Well,
No.
thank you. I mean, it really is just like I feel super lucky to be in. Like, I mean, it's the best job in the world, and
Yeah,
I
it's-
just, yeah, I
Seems a lot
never
of fun.
thought that I was like extroverted or like I'm like, oh, I don't like people. It's like, no, I actually really do like people, and you know what I mean. And like it's
It's such a weird
awesome.
space. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always tell Drew knows it's like I always say I hate people. I'm not good with people, but I secretly in my heart I'm like I like hanging out with a lot
like
of people.
He may say he hates people or certain aspects about humanity, but he's one to communicate very well when you go out to like a bar or something.
And super personable, and
yeah, he
able
is
to-
definitely. He is.
Lies.
You guys have you have any events coming up? So the one with Taps and Caps is coming up.
Yeah, so there's another beer festival Saturday. It's Murphy Craft Beer Festival. It's in Murphy, Texas, which is about 30 minutes northeast of Dallas. And that's from 1 to 6:30, all ages, crawfish boil, band, super fun. And then we'll release Fly Me Away on May 4th at both Taps and Caps locations. And those events start at 6. We're going to do a charity raffle. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have beer, and that really, the glassware is awesome. It's stemless. There's the logos in gold. We got a really cool specialty drawing done.
We saw
If you're a
the-
Star Wars fan, you will not be disappointed by it.
We got
See,
to
that's-
see the preview for it, and it looks dope.
Yeah.
The reason why I want to get up there, my roommate's a huge Star Wars fan.
Okay.
Like we have one of the glasses here is the Star Wars glasses.
I think
It's that broken one down here on the floor. That,
Damn it. I brought it up just to support my roommate.
Yeah.
I mean, aspect of because we went to. He dragged me to the showing of what's the one where everybody dies at the end?
Spoiler.
Rogue One.
Spoiler alert.
Harry Potter.
Everybody knows everybody dies at the end of Rogue One.
Game of Thrones. What?
Yeah, everybody dies at Game of Thrones.
Throughout, everybody does.
So he dragged me to that. He kind of dragged me. I wanted to see it, but he was like, we went to day one showing.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a super Star Wars
You
fan.
have to get him one. If he likes beer at all or just Star Wars, you have to go.
He likes both.
Glasses.
So
Okay.
I'm trying. No, not just get the glasses. I'm trying to make him go to the
Okay.
Louisville one.
Yeah.
For Taps and Caps. So if I'm there, I'm definitely gonna be there, possibly with my roommate because
Okay.
he's an introvert, big at heart.
Bring him out. We're
Trying to
gonna
bring
have
him
some
out.
mini birthday celebration. Like I said, we'll have Fly Me Away on, but we'll also have a couple barrel aged beers, a couple other beers. Like there's hopefully gonna be something from us, from everyone, but definitely their selection is just crazy anyway. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we're gonna wrap this up here in a little bit, but I want to. What's your go-to drinking scenario? Like, is it barbecue, pool party, house party, going out to drink? What's your ideal drinking scenario with you and your close friends?
I don't go out as much anymore, which is crazy, but maybe it's 'cause-
Lies, because
Yeah,
you go
I
out all
know.
the time. That's why.
That's a good thing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we honestly, I live with a couple people and we hang out in our backyard and then drink beer and play either spades or dominoes. If there's kids around, we'll play Uno. But that's literally just chill and
Comfortable.
yes, yeah,
Fun.
Preferably, I could be like in yoga pants and that be acceptable. It's even better. Yeah, so I like drinking at home.
I'm with you on that.
There's so many awesome bars in Dallas too. So, it's just a matter of safety and comfort and that kind of thing. With staying at home with some of these bigger beers, it kind of makes sense to do that. It's about to be 100 degrees, so I'll be going to bars.
Right.
But yeah.
The hard part of my job is going to these places, being super hot, and I do not envy you on that part of it. Like,
Oh, and there's a certain, like if I go to a bar, I'm working. So being at home is,
True.
I can let loose and not worry about it.
Exactly. Well,
thank you for being on the show.
Yes.
It's an absolute
appreciated.
honor to have you on the show. Again, thank you for saving my life. You helped out a lot that day. On that note, this weekend she will be there at the
Murphy Craft Beer Festival.
Murphy Craft
blah 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Festival.
Yes.
There's gonna be a crawfish boil, so we're gonna go check that out.
Saturday. We will try to be there. It's last minute. I know Drew has his family. We're gonna try to be there the best we can. If not, we will definitely post about it and support it. Especially thanks to Courtney for being there. This Saturday you can catch Ziggy at the Backdoor Comedy Club. You'll always catch him there. Number one comedian in Dallas. I don't care what he says.
Yep. Making everybody laugh. Everybody.
Pete, close second, but Pete's also there all the time, every Saturday, and Reg as well. Great people, great core people there hanging out. You always go watch us on anywhere on social media, where we SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, YouTube, and have our website as well. Please follow us anywhere you can. Thank you guys. Be careful. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Love you guys.